Today we're going to make homemade easy sauerkraut, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It's super simple. It takes about 10 minutes and you're done. Okay, so what I'm first going to do is I'm going to peel off the first outer leaf of the cabbage, because that tends to get dirty. I did buy organic cabbage, so that's going to help with not having pesticides and gross stuff on it. So I'm going to peel off the first one on each side, since they kind of alternate. And then once I have that done, I'm going to cut my cabbage in half. This is the way I easily cut cabbage. Okay, and then I'm going to cut out the core, and I found this works the best to get the core out of the cabbage. Okay, and then let me do this one. Alright, so there's those. Okay, now we're going to slice these up. You want them sliced pretty thin. We're going to put these in our bowl. Kind of break it up a little bit. Alright, and so what has worked really well for me was to put half the salt with half the head of cabbage and then put the other rest in once I put the other half cabbage in. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons and just sprinkle that around in there. And I just let that sit until I had the other half of the cabbage in there. So I'm going to slice that up real quick. We're going to put that in here, break that up a little bit, and then I'm going to sprinkle the rest of the salt in here. So 2 more teaspoons on top of this cabbage. You're just going to get your hands in there, and you're going to start with just squishing it. It's kind of messy, but you're just going to squish it. And mine took me probably about 5 minutes. Alright, so now you can tell that if you squeeze it, that liquid is starting to come out, and you're just going to continue to squeeze. Try not to make a mess. It can be hard because the cabbage just gets everywhere. Now, there is another way that you can do this. You can use a wooden mallet. You have one of those and like pound it down like this. But I don't have one yet right now, so I'm just using my hands. It's really good forearm and hand workout if you need one of those. I already did one batch and my arms are a little sore, a little tired, worn out. Okay, so now you can see there's some liquid that's coming out of here, and so I'm just going to continue, because what I want to do is be able to push this down like this and have the liquid. You can see the bubbles coming up. It's not quite there yet, just a little bit more, because when I put it in my jar, I'm going to want the liquid that I'm squishing out of the cabbage to cover the top of it. Alright, we are almost there. Okay, so I think that's about good. Got quite a bit of juice, liquid, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you don't have any cuts on your hand, because the salt in here will not feel very good on your hands while doing this. I don't have any, thank goodness. Okay, so I'm going to wash my hands off, one of my hands, and then I'm going to put it in a jar and show you what it'll look like when I'm done. My little sister got me these cool jars for my wedding. So what you want is about a quart size mason jar. You want to make sure that it's clean, and I just shove it in with my hands. You can watch me do that, and then I'll dump the juice in at the end, and you'll clean it off and make sure it's all clean. And the other thing is that this is a head of cabbage. You saw how big it was at the beginning, and it's all going to squish down and fit in this jar. Now, you would never ever have gotten it all in here at the beginning when we started, because that is a lot of cabbage before you break it down. Set this down and dump the juice in. But you can see, well, I'll bring the camera closer, but hold on one second. Let's dump this in here. Okay, so as you can see, quite a bit of liquid in there. Some of it, I mean, it's kind of fluffy, but here we go. Okay, so the object here is to get all of the cabbage underneath the juice, okay? And I read some blogs online that you can put a little jar that fits inside of here or down on top of it to keep it all pressed under, but the recipe I'm following doesn't have you do that. And so it's just super simple. Now I'm gonna wash my hand, put the lid on, and I'll show you the product. All right, so here we are. I have 2 jars of sauerkraut. Here's this one, and here's this one. This one I did a little bit earlier, and this one you can see there's still some foam around the top. That'll go down. I'm just gonna put these, and I'm gonna put them in a warm place where it's about room temperature. I'm gonna let them sit for 3 to 4 days, where I'm gonna try them and taste them and see if they're fermented to my liking. And then I'll put them in the fridge and I'll enjoy them. Hope you enjoyed the video.